Hi everyone, Jason here, local tech experts, with another build. This one's a little interesting, so tuck in. Alright, so now the component breakdown is another ITX build. It's 3rd Gen i5 in this one. The hard drives is actually two 2.5 inch. I've put one SSD. I didn't realize I had the 3.5 there, but I'll swap it out a bit later. Similar board to the last ITX build. This one has a small form factor power supply, 600 watt Corsair modular, so it's going to fit in the case nicely. It came with most of the cables. Shouldn't need to put too many in, as this one's going to have just a GTX 1050 Ti, which doesn't require the extra power cable, so it's going to be a low power machine. If you're wondering what that table is, it's just a little TV dinner table that I've put screws in for my workbench. It's my build and test bench. This is the case now. I've taken it apart as much as I can. It's basically just a frame with two plastic coverings. It's the Fractal design Node202. It's quite old now. Apparently it came out in 2015, but it's had some decent reviews and looks pretty good to me. It needs a bit of a clean, but nothing that a bit of a wipe down won't fix. It's important with these types of builds to plan them out quite carefully with the component choices. You'll see me later on soon as I speed it up that I sort of check that everything's going to fit before screwing anything down. It's quite important to do that. Alright, so here I'm just checking the fit for everything, making sure it's all going to go in okay before screwing anything down, making sure I have a plan of attack, as I suppose. I've tested all the parts here outside of the case so that there's no nasty surprises once it's all screwed down. I have a bit of trouble with the hard drive mounting here. There's a hole for cables to go through, but if you put any cables through it, the hard drive cage interferes with them, so I end up having to thread those through the middle cutout for the cables. In the Linus Tech Tips review of this case, he sort of mentioned that the USB 3 cable is very long, but I'm kind of thankful for that because the USB header is all the way on the other side, and it's able to fit nicely tied down all the way around the side. This case has support for two 120mm fans, just directed straight at the graphics card in this case. So to get the power supply in on this one, you have to actually detach the mounting bracket, attach it to the power supply, and then attach the bracket and power supply onto the frame. Now the fun part of all the cable management and fitting everything in there without any obstructions to airflow or anything hitting a fan or anything like that. So it might be the case, as it was in this case, that you have to unplug things, plug them back in, work out how it's going to thread through. So I have to unplug the ATX power, thread things through, plug the graphics card in, see how that's going to fit, unplug it, thread more cables through, cable tie things together. That's sort of the process. Just take your time, make sure everything is secure and not going to move around. No cables are going to move around and hit fans. So the plastic casing just clips on with plastic clips. The front panel I/O PCB can come off, and I didn't realize that, and trying to get the panel through is a bit of a pain, but ended up taking it off, putting it through, screwing it back down. It's all fine. Give it a bit of a clean down. Came up quite nice after actually giving it a clean. It was had a bit of grime on there. These systems, not much to look at, but always surprises me how much you can fit into these ITX builds. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.